Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 456. It's Thursday, January 31st, 2013, 12 p.m. Pacific Time. Internet talk radio for your imagination. Mike Matthews broadcasting from the last place on earth, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, California. Today we hear from Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, the Brewmaster. Plus I bring you the finale of my Into an Interview segment with Doug Briney, Alaskan cowboy and country singer. Mike's Daily Podcast. Mark Zuckerberg, the chief executive officer of Facebook, recently gave Google the finger. Mike's Daily Podcast. He said that Facebook has more in common with Apple than with Google, and that they're not on speaking terms. And Facebook now has a search engine in which they are trying to spur on the Google people. They're both rivals with online advertising. Meanwhile, 30 Rock has ended, and I haven't watched it that much. That's surprising. I think the one episode I watched was the one where they did it completely live. Mike's Daily Podcast. But Tina Fey has a new job being an award show host. She did such a good job on the Golden Globes, so I think she'll survive. Mike's even though I didn't watch that either. Daily. What's wrong with me? Podcast. I need to watch these award shows. Yeah. And sit there clapping for movie stars that I don't know that much about. Maybe I should get out of the last place on earth. But we're here now, and look who just walked in.
Hi, Mike. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How y'all doing?
And it's a disgruntled fiddle player, tell you what.
What?
I hear y'all got a cowboy on from Alaska.
Yeah, we had part one of our interview in the last podcast. Today we hear part two in the finale. And he's a really nice guy. He's done a lot. He lives up there in the cold Alaskan weatherness.
Yeah, Mike, I'll tell you what, I could be a cowboy.
But you're a musician that wears a cowboy hat, so you're technically not a cowboy. You don't really deal with cows.
No, but you know, I play the fiddle, and I'm really country, tell you what.
That's not true, Mike. I'm actually more country than he is.
Prove it.
Well, I use Facebook over Google.
That doesn't prove nothing. That just shows that you're a big fan of Mark Zuckerberg.
He's cute.
Oh, look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. I make the root beer. I'm the Brewmaster of Puddle.
Brewmaster, did you watch the finale of 30 Rock?
No, I was busy making my root beer for Tina Fey.
You love the Tina Fey?
Yeah, she's so cute with her funky, strange smile and those cute glasses and her little hair.
Well, she might like you because of your big belly, your suspenders, and your lederhosen.
I hope so.
She's married.
Oh, man.
Mike, I didn't care for that show much. It took place in New York. I hate television shows about New York City, tell you what.
Yeah, Mike, we'd rather watch something else, like that one with the guys with the beards, or that one with the guys that make the duck calls, or the one with the little girl that's really precocious and she's southern and kind of sounds like me.
I hate all those shows.
Wow, television viewing must be fun around your house.
No, it's not. We gotta go, bah! I'm getting rid of my cable.
Well, so if you're sad about 30 Rock being off the air, or sad about Facebook and Google fighting again, why won't they get along? Why won't they talk to each other? So sad. You can email me, mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. Also email me there if you'd like to be a guest on the show or if you'd like to sponsor the show. And we read your comments on the section emails for email. Also check out the website, mikesdailypodcast.com. We've been doing a lot of interviews lately. You can catch all the interviews on the interviews page, which you can find at the top there. And we also, of course, have the blog there, the podcast picture, and links to where you can find us on iTunes, where to subscribe to us there. And if you do subscribe to us there, make sure to rate us and leave a comment so more people find out about us. Also, you can leave a comment about us at Yelp. We have a link to where you can find us on Yelp, where to find us on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. All there at mikesdailypodcast.com. And don't forget, we are heard daily at noon, 3 p.m., and 6 p.m. on knjoradio.com.
Into an interview.
We're talking with Doug Briney, and he is in the fine city of Anchorage, Alaska. I don't know if it's a fine city or not. I've never been there. But I think the furthest north I've been is Ketchikan.
Well, if you've been to Ketchikan, you've been quite a ways up here. But yeah, Anchorage is a pretty fine city. We like it here.
Tell me about it. Tell me what's it like.
Well, we're not the capital of Alaska, but we are the largest city in Alaska. We have about 350,000 folks that are here. We're surrounded by the Chugach National Forest on the sides, and it's a big sprawling city. We have a lot of the modern amenities. We don't live in igloos, and we don't all have polar bears for pets. Those are two questions that come up a lot. And we do drive vehicles. We don't have dog sleds that pull us everywhere. Now, there are a lot of dog mushers around, but we don't rely upon that for our main way of transportation.
And is Anchorage better than Juneau, or is it about the same?
Better than in what sense? Juneau is a beautiful city. That is the capital. Juneau is a beautiful place. It's a totally different thing. They're more of a not tropical, but they are more of a rainforest. Not tropical by any means, but they're more of a rainforest. Their trees there, they can get huge, 5-6 feet around. We don't have trees near that size here. So it's just different. I don't know that I'd say it's better. We certainly have more amenities, more choices in restaurants and stores and those things. So it depends what you're wanting to do, whether it's better or not. It is what you make out of it.
Right.
How's that?
Well, speaking of restaurants, I wanted to ask you, do you still own the Cowboy Coffee Shack?
I sold that back in July, right before I did my Let's Get Riding tour. I sold the Cowboy Coffee Shack, and then I went on the road tour from Anchorage all the way down in Orange County, California on a motorcycle, and then came back.
Oh, yeah.
I did about 7,622 miles in 11 days of riding. So it was a fast and furious trip. I spent 5 days there in Orange County with friends and family, and then turned around and came back.
How did you do that? That's amazing.
It was just a long ride.
Wow. That's and I guess you planned out all your hotels ahead of time and stuff like that, or did you just sort of sleep on the side of the road in a little tent?
I built a trailer to pull behind my motorcycle, a little teardrop trailer. I affectionately called it a little rolling coffin. It wasn't much bigger than that, very small. But I hauled all my sound gear, my guitar, my food inside there, and then I'd stop alongside the road, rest areas or campgrounds if I could find a campground, and I just stayed the night in that trailer.
I'm so sorry I didn't get a chance to get to your coffee shack while you still had it. I read online an article where you were describing the first step to a proper cup of coffee. You said, quote, is that the espresso has a good layer of crema on top, which should be the color of honey. And I said,
exactly.
That sounds good.
It's fantastic. When you get a good cup of coffee, it's fantastic. When you get a bad cup of coffee, it's just bad.
So is your title God-fearing road warrior pertain to your motorcycle riding?
Yeah, that was my management put that together from that motorcycle tour and put that together for that. I think the name that I go by more than anything else is the Alaskan Cowboy. The God-fearing road warrior. It does and then I do like to tour. I like to get out and tour, so that kind of all fits in there as well.
And you sang with the San Diego Opera Chorus.
I had the opportunity to sing 2 times with them, yes.
How did that come about?
My vocal professor in college was actually a member of the chorus, and they ended up being short a few folks for 2 of their productions, and they needed some other cast folks, and my vocal professor in college got us, me and another, I think there was 2 of us, or 2 additional folks that went down and were able to sing and help out the San Diego Opera Chorus in 2 of their productions that they did.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I didn't realize San Diego had, I guess they probably have a big, culture music obsession, aside from the whales and everything. But
yeah, they've got a beautiful opera center there, and a beautiful stage there, and the San Diego Opera Company they're very, very, very good.
And you played with Kelly Clarkson pre-American Idol?
Yeah, I actually did her brother's wedding. I officiated her brother's wedding up here. She had just applied and just started in the process with this brand new television program coming out called American Idol.
Wow.
And she was up here, and she showed up early for the practice for the wedding rehearsal, and the bride and the groom and the entire other party, they got the memo, and they were about an hour later. So Kelly and I just kind of sat there at the church, and we got to share a lot of music and singing and goof around, and got to know her fairly well, as much as you can get to know a person in an hour. But we had a lot of fun singing and running through some music and just talking and getting to know her. And that was definitely pre-Idol. That she got back to Texas after that. She went back down to Texas. And I think it was about 2-3 weeks later that the program started airing, and she obviously did very well through there.
What kind of music do you remember what kind of music she was into, and you guys were talking? Was she particularly...
We did some gospel music. We did some, she did some pop there. Of course, I'm coming from the countryside, and she's very, very well versed in country as well. And we did some country. We just had a lot of fun. We just sat down. I sat at the piano, and then I picked up the guitar and started playing, and we just started having fun.
Wow!
But it was more gospel music. We did a lot of gospel. She did a couple pop songs. She sang me the song that she auditioned with, and was very impressed with that. And then, so it was just a lot of fun. Yeah.
What a neat story. That's really cool. And I heard that you once played in the parking lot of the Grand Ole Opry.
That's right. I tell folks all the time I've played the Grand Ole Opry. Of course, it was in the parking lot. They didn't let me in the building yet, but I'm praying and hoping that one of these days maybe they'll let me inside the building and on that stage. But yeah, I was visiting Nashville for a conference, and my hotel was just about two streets over. And I walked over to the Grand Ole Opry and set up in the parking lot, took my guitar out of the case, and I started singing and playing there. And had a few folks stop by and listen, and just had a good time there. But I did it simply so that I can say I've played at the Grand Ole Opry before.
Wow. Now, this is the one that's over by the Opryland Hotel, not the Ryman Auditorium.
No, this was the Ryman. This was the
Ryman.
Oh,
you were... Oh.
Yeah.
The Church of Country.
The Ryman.
The big one. Oh, yeah, that's a wow, right there in downtown. How cool.
Yeah, right downtown, and it was a Ryman Auditorium right outside there.
We went once, my wife and I, but they were closed. We couldn't get in. That may have been that they were closed whenever I was there too, but I didn't even try. I truthfully didn't even try to go in and say, "Hey, can I play up here?" But I felt pretty honored just playing in the parking lot. That's a neat old building. And now your album. It is. Your album's called It's All Country, and it continues to chart in the top 15 of the Root Music Report. You know, it feels incredible. I mean, it really does. I'm excited. I say it. I think it's right at the top of my on my webpage that I'm humbled every time that the nomination comes out, and when the album does well and the songs are doing well, it is a humbling thing. I mean, it really is. The folks enjoy the music and they're enjoying what I'm doing. I'm really excited about that, and I'm looking forward to what's going to happen. I've been working with Michael Stover, my manager, and we've been selecting songs, and I'm going to be down in Nashville in March here and recording my next EP. We're going to do 5 songs on this EP, and I'm really excited the direction. We're going to keep some traditional, but we're a little traditional sound, but we're amping it up just a little bit, and I think our folks are going to like. I think the folks are going to like it real well, and I'm praying that they do.
hope the folks continue to support the music and it does well.
Yay, Doug! Now,
Yeah.
what? Any other?